everybody, this is the Lazy Farmer. My name is Kurt H. How's it going? And it is December 30th, 2022. Look at that. Like tomorrow, New Year's Eve. Can you believe it? It seems like we just turned 2023 yesterday, and here we are getting ready to turn 2024. Wow. All right, let's just jump into it. Enough nostalgia junk. All right, so we are looking at Trainz 2022, and I kind of want to jump in here because I want to show everybody right now. I mean, this is until December 4th. There's a really good sale going on right now on Trainz. If you're looking for a train simulator, this is so far. I like it. It's still not Run8, but I like it. The link to the Steam, to where you can get it on Steam, is in my description. In fact, all the games, I redid my description, so like all the games that I play, the links are there to where you can go find them and download them if they're for free, or you can purchase them. And right now on Steam, where's my Steam? Where'd Steam go? There it is. Let me bring Steam up. So 2022 Platinum Edition, normally standalone is $69. Look at that, that's popped up. $69.99 for the Platinum Edition. But let's scroll down here, and right now, the base edition is 75% off. This is the winter sale that's going on right there. 75% off of the base game, and so it knocks it down from $39.99 down to $9.99. And then the bundle, the TRS 2022 Platinum Edition bundle is even on sale, and that's what I ended up purchasing. But it's 75% off, and then a lot of the DLCs are heavily discounted, 60% off, 55% off, and so on. So it's a really good sale going on right now on Trainz, so I would take advantage of that if you're looking for something that, you know, that you can play with. Now, Trainz, let me get into like a little bit of history. Now, I did a lot of research on this before I jumped in and bought Trainz. Because I'm going to tell you right now, my history is with the train simulators. Is I was looking for something that was going to scratch the itch that I had for a virtual or a model railroad. I've always wanted a model railroad. I just don't have the room for it. And then, of course, then I got married, then I got divorced, and yeah, so things, you know, just life just never worked out to where, from being a kid to being a senior adult, just never worked out to where I could actually have the time to build a model railroad, or let alone have the space to build a model railroad. So I was looking for, what's the next option? Well, I wanted something that I could do on a computer, a nice contained little area, and still scratch that itch playing Trainz. And I looked at a lot of them, and in the course of looking at them, yeah, I did look at Trainz, and I completely misjudged it. In the course of that, I saw a little mention about Run8, got into Run8, and you guys know, if you follow my streams and follow my channel, you know I'm a Run8 guy. I mean, Run8 is the best as far as the true to life physics on how trains operate. Run8 is it. So look at my channel, go check out Run8. Take a look at that. But this is about Trainz. Now, Trainz, I don't want to take anything away from it. Okay, Trainz 2022, it's actually a lot of fun. It's very pretty. Okay, the graphics are really good. The train physics, not quite there, but that's all right. I get it. And the background for Trainz is that it was the same thing. It was started by a couple guys. I think they were out of Australia, and for them, it was about the same thing. People wanted to have a model railroad, but they didn't have room for it, or they wanted something where you could plan out a model railroad. And basically, they were looking for something that could scratch the itch of model railroad, build it, run it the whole bit, and that's how Trainz was born, and it went through some evolutions to where we're at today, which is pretty impressive. So I'm new to the software. I'm less than 48 hours away from when I made the purchase on Steam. Once I saw the sale, I'm like, got it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to take advantage of it. So I'm less than 48 hours away. Yesterday I did a stream. Check it out. It is tutorials 1 through 5. There's 10 tutorials. We're going to work all 10. Today we're going to do 5 through 6. And, 5 through 6. 5 through 10. So we're going to do the second half. So we're going to go into the driver surveyor mode, and then we're not going to cover anything else up here. We're actually just going to go right here to routes, go to tutorials, brings up all the tutorials right down here. Of course, they got the advertisement here, or other routes you may like. I'm not interested in that right now. And yesterday we started off tutorial number 1. It's all in easy mode, just the basics of moving your train backwards, forwards, moving the camera around, junctions, turnouts, how to operate those, that you can operate those in by hovering on them. You'll probably see that, I'm expecting. You can hover on them, you can change them over by map view as well too. And it gets into how to kind of manipulate the map as well. Switching, of course, now we're doing in the basics, getting how to switch out cars, and then industries is how to pull cars into industries, load them, unload them. Then we ended up with tutorial number 5, which was signals. I'm trying to figure out why I didn't get the green. I didn't get all 5 stars, whatever. But I got 4 out of 5. And the only thing I can think of is 2 things. 1, I didn't drive the train at full track speed. Or 2, and we got the stand right here, I passed one of those, they were all red. And I looked it up, because we're running a Southern Pacific locomotive. That would be a Union Pacific line. And I looked it up on Union Pacific rules. I didn't see anything that I violated. So, I don't know. Anyway, but as it is, we're going to move on. So, right now we're going to do tutorial number 6, objectives. And this might answer some questions that I have. We're going to play through it, and we're going to see, does it answer the questions? I'm looking here, just flipping through some of the thumbnails, see what things look like. Hey, it looks good. Okay, I like it. So, but we're just going to flip through it and check it out and see where we're at. So, all right, took a peek over at the stream on this side. Looks healthy. As you know, I monitor my stream on off of Wi-Fi on my iPad. Just if it's healthy over there, I know it's healthy for you guys. So, all right, we're going to move forward. So let's play through this, and we're going to go drive session. We can double click on this, which is what I've been doing, but down here we have drive session. So we're going to go drive session, and it's going to load up. So the reason, I want to go back and I want to talk about the reason why. I was looking for something that, in a train simulator, that I could do whatever I wanted to do. Okay, and I wasn't, and I went looking for Microsoft Train Simulator was the first one, and was, all right, let's get done. We'll jump in. I'll come back to that story later. Clues for completing sessions. All right, so we're going to be reading through this little box right here. Wherever it pops up, I see train. We got a job here: transfer tankers, proceed forward to Jackson Refinery. The path has been set for you. Couple of tankers, and then 3 return to the main yard. Okay, so objectives outline your task in a session. They likely can be found in the upper right, which we just read. Click the objective transfer tankers to view its details. Alright, so, so if you click on that, it brings the details up. Okay, got it. So we can minimize that, or we can do it. Okay, good. You may proceed when ready. Doesn't say click the check mark, said just proceed when ready. I like this about trains. There's life on the map. That's a big thing for me. I mean, and so, what's wrong with this dude? Rafa? Dude, man, you look like the undead. Holy moly. Wow. That's scary. Anyway, All right, so objectives. So basically, we don't have to change any switches. You can change switches. We're going to cover that. I mean, by just hovering over them, and then the green arrow tells you which way it's going to go. But manual control. Okay, well, looking right there, you have a little icon, that little right up there, dot. I'm trying to get to it. You can see it maybe a little bit better. This one's not, but this one is. That's a locked. That's locked. You can't do it. Sometimes they'll lock them. You can only do it through the map. Sometimes you can't do it at all because they don't want you to. But green, Joe's. In reference to the switch or the junction, okay, the green doesn't mean that we're going in this direction turning. It's that this is considered straight, and then with the green arrow is we're coming off this onto this line. That's the reference point. So you have the straight portion of the switch, and then you have the divergence, and this is a good example. This is the straight, this is the divergence, and right now this switch here, control for that switch, is set to go straight. We're going to stay, it says to the left. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I might have trouble doing it. So anyway, let's move forward, and now we have the controls right here. We can left click and drag, which is, when I'm moving a locomotive in Trainz, I kind of like doing it that way. The other way you can do it is W. It increases by 5% each time you press W. X decreases by 5%, and then S is stop. Like I said, I'll get into that later. I want to change that. I want to swap it. I want to make S basically slow down or go to reverse, and then W go forward, and X, to me, X just makes sense. X is stop. The assessment score may also be displayed, currently showing 300 points. Points may be awarded for completing tasks or objectives. Points may be deducted for breaches such as late running or speeding. Watch your speed to avoid penalties. I don't know if I was speeding yesterday or not. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and start on that because I'm talking and they're going to ding me for talking. And we already know that I can't talk and drive a train at the same time. I'm just saying, can't do it. Junction S14, here we go. Okay, approaching junction S14. So it's giving me links right here. Alright. Junction S12, yeah, approaching junction S12. Okay, so driver message display. What's the horn sound like? Not bad. Not bad. Now, once I really get started on this and start planning and start doing whatever needs to be done, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to worry about this up here. I think that might just be for the scenario. I don't know. But it does have a sandbox. I reached out to somebody who plays Trainz a lot. He also plays Run8, so we were kind of trading information back and forth. I'm helping him with Run8, and he's helping me with this. I appreciate that. If you're following my stream of Run8, I'm actually in the process of configuring Mohawk and Selkirk yards. I'm officially done with all the locals. They're done. They're ready to go. Well, I should say the industries have been reconfigured for the locals that I'm going to run. Now I just had to configure the interchange yard. And I had basketball yesterday. I was there for 8 hours. Gosh. And then oh my God, the school that I was working for, man, we were good. We were good. We made it to the championship, and it was a heartbreaker. Oh my God. We lost it by 1 point in the last minute 30 of the game. And it's like you can just see these were freshmen, and they played solid. Their fundamentals were there into that last 30, and then they got nervous that the other team was going to outscore them, which they did. And the reason they did is because they threw the fundamentals out the window and started trying to play street basketball while the other team played, they played solid. So, anyway, I'm not going to take anything away from the did good. Congratulations, guys. You made it to the championship round. You came in second overall. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. All right. Anyway, so going back to Trainz stuff. Yeah. So Run8. That's going to be my next thing. Is I'll probably jump into Run8 a little bit later today. All I have left is to configure two things that are on my list. Configure the interchange yards, and I figured out last night how I want to do that. So I've got the interchange yard of Finger Lakes. That's going to come over when the files every time a file is sent to me. That train's going to be brought into the Finger Lakes yard. That train will then, those cars will get dropped off, and they'll get changed out for I've got 5 interchanges on the map, and so one is Finger Lakes. That's inbound, outbound, and then the outbound will go over to the other map, and then the inbound will come in and get changed out to one of the other 4. And now I just need to look at the other 4 and what locals those particular yards serve, because the interchange is one track in that yard. So whatever locals are serviced by those yards, the cars that come in are going to get retagged from one of those locals. And I just got to work out that detail, and it's going to take a little bit of work. But it's all right. I got a plan. That's the thing. You got to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're not going to go anywhere. All right, so we're pulling in, cruising. Coming into a refinement once again. The way I do it, Run8, you don't get penalties. Run8 is open sandbox. Come to a stop. We've got a red light, so we're going to come to a stop here. All right, now we got a yellow, and it's going to be a divergence. So we have an approach clear, but we're diverging, and the switch is already saying. You can see the little yellow lock above it, so it's locked. We can't change it anyway. So we're going to go ahead. Basically, the refinery said, "Yep, you're clear to come on in." So we're going to come in nice and slow. So it's 10 miles an hour in here. And always give yourself a little bit of buffer. But that's, like I said, that's realistic train operation, which is what Run8 has. This one's a little more forgiving on the operations. See, that's why I want to swap those keys out. I didn't mean to hit stop, I wanted to slow down. And just naturally, the S would be the slow down key. With everything else that I play using the WASD keys. It just makes sense. Alright, we're connected. See, I got rough handling. I came in at like 2% or 2 miles an hour, which is good handling. Anything under 5 typically is okay, but anything under 3 is better, and if you get it under 2, that's even better. Alright, now your objective, okay, you have completed 2 of the tasks. Okay, the objective displayed above has again updated, and you've been awarded another 500 points. I have? Oh yeah, I guess I have. 1,300 points, okay. Reverse to the main yard. Alright, back to the main yard. So we're going to go backwards. Go down slow. Stretch those couplers out. Yep, we got a little bit of slack action in here. Alright, so we're going to pull these out, and we're 10 miles an hour still. 10 miles an hour inside the little refinery yard here. I think we jump up to 30 miles an hour once the last car passes the signpost there. That's a little 5% moves. I get dinged with rough handling. I think that's a little sensitive, to be honest with you. And are we clear? We're clear. Last car cleared the sign. We went to 30 miles an hour, so we go ahead and start notching up. Backing up. Once again, wrong key. I like the detail, though. I do like the detail. They have a lot of assets. Whatever map you want, and we look at the map for what we're playing on. It has a lot to offer, and if you find a map that you like, you know, you can do whatever you want to do. It's a sandbox mode. You can do the scenarios, or you can do, like I said, the sandbox. So, and that's kind of fun too. Basically, what I'm seeing here, I'm still not. This here, the transfer tankers, but there's something I was hoping to see, and it's going to be out. I'm at a recount. Alright, and so there's going to go 30 down to 20. So briefly coming into a yard. I'd prefer like under 10. See, the little signpost says 20 miles an hour. 20 miles an hour in a yard. That's a little fast. Alright, here's my score. What do I got? 1 star, 2 star, 3 stars, 4 stars. I got 4 stars on this one too. So, wonder why. Oh well. I wish it would say that why. You know, gradually you achieve a rating of 4 stars, keep this up, and you'll still be promoted. Yeah, this did take you a little longer than expected. Okay, so that's why. Alright, that's a good explanation. Last time I didn't get really good an explanation if it was there. I guess I didn't read it. But it took longer than expected, so that was basically I drove slower. Well, I drove slower than what the scenario wanted. but I operated what I felt was safe train handling. I think they're off a little bit on what's considered safe train handling, but then again, I'm only equating that to other simulators. So anyway, moving on. Next scenario. We just click next. It's going to load up. Let's see what we do. So that was scenario 6. Easy up, go out, get the train, get the cars, bring them back to the yard. What's next? I don't know. Running a real train. I've been running a train in a simulator and it hasn't been real? We go back again to the Pacific. So whoever made this particular map with this, oh, Hank, my buddy Hank, who is a huge Run8 fan like me. And yeah, I'm going to keep talking about Run8 because that's the candle that I'm going to hold everything up to. He was asking about this particular, here it is, Hank. I'm actually in realistic mode. This is realistic mode. Okay, so we're in realistic mode now. We've been in easy mode all along with turning the dial and everything. Here's realistic mode. In realistic mode, use your mouse or the keyboard to operate the levers in the locomotive cab. Alternatively, use the sliders at the bottom right of your screen. Press F to select forward gear. Alright, so F to go forward. Alright, so there's my reverser slider down here. My reverser's right here. Pressure in the brake cylinders causes the brakes to apply. When the brakes are applied, BC in the display in the lower right shows brake cylinder pressure. Train brakes are fully applied. Locomotive throttle, those are notches, okay. Dynamic braking is designated, so that's dynamic braking, interesting. And then this would be locomotive brake is released, so the independent brake. Oh, locomotive brake. That would be independent brake and then train brake. Okay. Press Q to release the brake. So BC in the display in the lower right shows brake cylinder pressure. Where's BC? Oh, BC's right here, 64. So I got 64 in. Well, let's go ahead and it says hit Q and press Q. Q to release. Okay. Each time you press the W key, the throttle is advanced by 1 notch. Press W a couple times to start your train moving. Okay, I'm going to compare those brake cylinders to, so red, main reservoir, we're running a little low, so only 120, should be around 130. White is equalizing reservoir, that should be at 90, good. Brake cylinder, that's red, is at 0, and then white, the brake pipe should also be at 90 as well too. And then we have the airflow here on the gauge. So, okay, well, anyway, yeah, 119, main reservoir is 119, equalizing reservoir 90, train pipe, that should be brake pipe, but anyway. Oh, what's that? Another tooltip there. What's that? This indicates the pressure in the brake pipe or train pipe and flexible hoses between the vehicles and the train. A reduction in train pipe pressure results in brake application or when the train breaks apart, which I've done a lot. Alright, so it says here press W a couple times. Notch 1, notch 2, okay. Alright, I've done it. Press a couple times, what am I doing? Alright. A little bit faster, guys. Low. Press the X key to throttle off. Okay, when hauling a cone, says throttle back slowly to prevent hard running or slack between couplers. Press X until the throttle returns to 0. I did that. Alright, I've done that. What am I doing next? I got a runaway train here, guys. What am I doing? That's 0. Okay, you can't do that with your mouse, so alright. disappeared too. Oh, there it is. Since you're running light, or in other words, not hauling a consist, you can use the independent brake to stop. This applies braking to the locomotive only. Press E to apply the independent brake. 100%. Slap that thing in. Must be right there. Yep. Independent brake lever. Alright, to change the direction of travel on the throttle must be in the idle position. Press R to select reverse. Alright. Now start the locomotive backward. Press E to release the independent brake. Independent brake's off. Press W to advance the throttle 1 notch at a time. So, I mean, how many? Okay, you're gonna ding me. I'm using the keyboard because that's what they're telling me to do. I'm gonna move the camera out this way. Now start the locomotive back. Press E to release the independent brake. Press W to advance the throttle 1 notch at a time. We'll go 2 notches. KO, what's up? Game volume is a bit high. Oh, you know what? Thanks for reminding me. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Oh my God, it is. They turn it down in OBS. I need to find. I forgot. I needed to find the control game volume in here. I'll look that up later. The sub in my seat is rumbling like crazy. Ah! I'm a strong, independent. Okay. Whoa. Where you going, Bo? Where you going? Now bring locomotive to a halt once again. There we go. I used the mouse that time. You know what? I'm just trying to help you out, Kale. I mean, I know. Thanks for pointing that out. Congratulations. That was an easy tutorial on how to use the controls down there. Okay. So, if you've got a butt kicker, I saw that. This thing is like, it attaches to your chair and it makes your chair just vibrate. I saw it when somebody was actually using it to run a flight simulator. And yeah, so I'm just trying to, if you got a butt kicker, Kale, I'm just trying to help you out with that. So, you know what, do we have settings? Sound settings. Here we go. Sound volume. Oh, let's turn that down. Okay. I'm going to play with it, guys. Hang on a second. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to max that up in OBS. And I'm going to take this down to about 80. Play sound and menus. Enable 3D. Okay. Let's see where that is in the OBS. It's still a little bit high. Okay. So let's go back into sound settings again. I'm actually going to go get aggressive on that. I need to like really tone that down a lot. Alright, so let's do this. I'm just going to do the rest in OBS. There we go. Turn that down. Alright, I hope that's better for you guys. I apologize. I really do. So, okay. We're good. Yeah, I have a sub shoved inside my seat as a butt kicker. Nice. It's an RO interaction cushion. Nice. So, but yeah, I didn't realize it was that high. I forgot. I had that same complaint yesterday, and I dialed it back up again for something else, and which I never did. But anyway, sorry guys. I'm still gonna adjust that. I may have to like really dial it way back. So they're pretty aggressive with the sound. All right, what's my next? That was 7. So this would be number 8. Oh, look at this. It's coal. I was thinking with these cooling towers, nuclear plant. We're dealing with nuclear waste. No. All right, this session introduces some train handling basics and operation of the Westinghouse train brake. Not just a train brake, Westinghouse train brake. Press F or click and drag the reverser slider upward to select forward travel. So, well, here's the problem. I mean, I can do what they tell me to do. Press F or click to drag the reverser. Oh, reverser slider. Okay, never mind. I was thinking something else. Sorry, they're right. There we go. Forward. Not far ahead, you'll encounter an arrangement of junctions leading to the main line. Keep your speed below 30 miles an hour until the entire train is clear of this interlocking press Q or use the train brake slider to release the train brake. So here's train brake. Okay, let's release the train brake. And then they want us to press W a couple times. We're going to notch up twice. 1, 2. There we go. Alright, advance the throttle as too quickly can result in wheel slip. This is controlled by throttling back a little. Turning on the sanders can help with adhesion. B toggles sanders. B, sander active, sander inactive. Okay. When hauling a consist, careful train handling is required. Hard run out or run in a coupler slack due to hasty acceleration or deceleration can lead to shifting loads, broken couplers, even derailments. Ooh, they have derailments in this? I didn't realize I was playing Derail Valley. What's my speed? Okay. So speed limit's 30. I don't know. I kind of disagree with... Well, I'm just going to stop. I'm going to stop. Train looks okay, runs rough, and it's likely you're playing with toy trains. And well, you know what this is? You got to remember, KO, it's not Run 8. Run 8's very, very realistic. And you're right, this is toy train. It's about toy trains. That's the background of Trainz, was something that could simulate building a model railroad and running your trains on that model railroad. Wow, that's just like, I don't know, it's a little fast, but anyway. So that's what it is. And in fact, if you go and look at, there's a lot of videos out there. In fact, there's even a DLC that I was looking at where it's exactly what it looks like. It looks like a model railroad in somebody's basement. The rear of your train is now clear of the interlocking. You may increase speed, but stay below the limit for the selection. Carefully increase speed, but do not exceed 50. All right. We're going to carefully notch up. Now hit W. It has been around. I mean, you're right. I mean, it's about as old as Microsoft Flight Simulator, but this is Trainz 2022. This is their updated version that just came out last year. Which in the Platinum Edition you get. But you also get Surveyor, which is the building, so you can build your own routes. That's a really strong point. With Run 8, I wish they could. I wish they had something like that. The train brake is controlled by the train pipe, which connects the brake system to every car on the train. A reduction in train pipe pressure triggers airflow in the brake cylinders, causing the brakes to apply. Thanks for letting me know that. Kind of knew that already. All right, what's the next thing? What's the next tool tip? What I like, well, you can't do it in here in train. Well, wait a minute. Gauge lights, can you turn that on? Oh, you can. Gauge lights, backlights, okay. All right. I was trying that earlier in another scenario, and I couldn't flip that. So, all right, I'll take my judgment back. Note the track profile display at lower left shows that the line is now climbing grade. Advance the throttle is necessary to maintain momentum. Yeah, it is fine. Slight grade. Slight grade. We got almost a 1% grade. Okay. But we're not doing too bad. We're still at 1% grade. We're still increasing. Oh, we're coming up to 40. Okay. Back down a little bit. There we go. come back to 50. But we have to wait for the very last car to pass that sign, so that's why it still says 40 right there. And like I was saying earlier too, Kale, if you catch it from yesterday and even today, the price break on Steam right now is 75% off. I cannot resist that. I mean, that was a good price. And I mean, the price break paid for a DLC bundle, and I had money left over, so not a bad deal, and it was worth it. So yeah, I got the link to Steam in my description, so if you like the content, or there's a 30-mile limit ahead, so train brake, keep the throttle at 0, and be prepared for a reduction in speed. Yeah, we're gonna have to go ahead, and we gotta be reducing by the time we hit 30. I'm gonna start slowing her down, ease her on down. Momentum's gonna think we're gonna be okay. We're under 30. There's the 30-mile-an-hour sign right there. A little too slow. That was a yellow sign, so that was a warning sign. Okay, I like that. Ah, gotcha. So yeah, 2000. Wow, that goes back. 2005, 2006 era. That was like the beginning of Trainz. Green light down here. There's our whiteboarded 30-mile-an-hour sign, and so it drops to 30. We're at 24, so we're doing good. And we can see the light right here turned red because we passed it. So we're in this block. Between this block and this block, we are clear. So I'm gonna say this, like this part right here, I think that would be something else. For my wish list for version 4 Run 8 is you guys got to have some tutorials. I mean, they've got the documentation, which the documentation needs to be better. Just saying. But they give you a lot of documentation, but it goes back to like version 2. We're in version 3. So they need to update their documentation. The river tank is now clear of the restriction. You may increase speed but stay below the limit. Okay, so we're going to increase speed up 2. And we're on a heavy grade too. We're like on a 2% grade. Wow. Off. Notch 6. And we're slowly increasing speed. Let's go to 7. We're actually going to start doing it downhill here, right about where a signal light is. Initial service will often provide enough braking for a planned slowdown. For a fast-moving train, more braking may be required after making the initial set. If so, the handle can be moved further into the braking range. Yeah, I knew that. All right, we're going to start our descent here. So I'm going to come off. We have a 1% downhill grade, which goes into a 2% downhill grade. Wow. Yeah, we're really starting to, even though it came off the notch. Track profile display, so there's a deep descent ahead. Press X to throttle back. I'm going to do a runaway. I'm encouraging people. I mean, if you're looking for a simulator, and especially if you want to be able to build your own layouts, Trainz 2022. I actually like it. It's new. I mean, it's different. I mean, than like when Railroader is different. Railroader is more of a game. I like Railroader a lot too. In fact, I gotta go back over there. I got work to do. I've been working one day for like about 3 days now. Keep your speed below 30. Okay, what else? Okay. There we go. Now your train is slowed, you can release the train by hit Q. Okay, so we're at 30. Keep it below 30. You said, even though it says 50. We're coming up to a 30 here. I wonder what happened in this scenario if I slide it into emergency. When possible, it's safe to make a sustained minimal brake. Application to control speed downgrade successfully. Application and release over a short period may leave the reservoirs depleted and unable to. That's true too. Oh, let's come off of there. Okay. Oh, I came to a full stop. I was just saying what was going to happen if I did that. Wasn't paying attention. Yeah, no, exactly, Kale. I agree. You can make a map and you can run it, you know, and you can make your map look like this, like it's part of the world, or you can make your map look like and run your trains as if you're standing right next to the bench work. It's pretty, I mean, I like it. It's got some, I mean, there's a lot of assets, and there's assets that you can get that you can add to it. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, I like what they've done. I like what their focus is. So it's just part of that wish list that I have for Run8. It's like, you know what? Number one, put Run8 on Steam. You know, increase the community. Increase the number of servers that are out there. Right below 30. It's busy. See, I can't even run a train and talk at the same time. I'm telling you. Alright, I'm talking negative about it, but don't get me wrong. I mean, Run8 is by far the most realistic simulator out there. This one is okay as far as realism. It's, I mean, you do have issue. I mean, you got issues that you can get yourself into, but when you have, as an example, and I keep pointing to this, the was it the Eastern Pennsylvania line, which is Norfolk Southern, and you have a Norfolk Southern conductor, you know, basically telling you that he ran a train over that line, how that train operated in the simulator is exactly how the train operates, you know, in real life. It's that, I mean, that's the strength of Run8 is their physics. So I do believe in doing pros, cons. So what's the weakness of it? Well, their assets, the scenery, but it's not about the scenery in Run8. It's about the trains. It's about the physics of operating the trains. So am I going to leave Run8? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I got things to do over there. So Mohawk, Selkirk, I get done here with these tutorials today. I'll be going over to, well, I'll be working on the Mohawk, Selkirk. Like I said, I've got 2 steps left. I gotta reconfigure the interchange yards the way I want them, and then I need to start creating at least 4. Yeah, I'm thinking 4 supply trains that will come into Selkirk, so I'll have reason to push trains over the hump. And then just for operating purposes right now, I've got a lot of cars that need to be, that were put on the map from, oh, what am I doing here? The signal ahead is displayed the approach aspect, which means the following signal is red. Proceed with caution, prepare to stop at their next signal. Okay. And that should be the end of this scenario. I'll probably get like 3 stars, I'm thinking. So, alright. There's yellow. Well, let me put a couple of notches on. Anyway, so that's what I gotta do in Run8. Yeah, I gotta, you know, supply train, set up some supply trains. I got the road trains going, so we got road trains. So I've adjusted the clock on those. So I'm hoping to see, I'm kind of playing with that now, seeing how many road trains will actually spawn in, and maybe put more trains on there. I've got trains that, I got a very long train heading out to Chicago right now. That's a manifest train. But I got a lot of cars that were put on the map from the depot's config file that aren't tagged correctly. So I basically just need to, I gotta come to a stop here. Full brake application. I gotta stop. Go to emergency. No, I'm not gonna go see, but I am in supplemental. There we go. That was a little rough. Congratulations, I've completed this tutorial. Thank you. Yeah, I got 4 stars. I figured as much. I was doing a little slow as I was talking. And I came to a full stop when I wasn't supposed to. But anyway, let's see what we got here. Yeah, at least you can do something. Okay. Anyways, have fun. I'm off for dinner. Oh, dinner already? Man, it's still breakfast time here. Hey, have breakfast for dinner. All right, Kale. Peace. All right, so that was scenario 7. What is going on? All of a sudden, the game is running a little real choppy. I don't know what that is. Let's go next. Let's go next. Okay. So, actually, I think I know what that is. I think I do need to upgrade my processor. I've upgraded everything else. And actually, after upgrading my monitor, alright, I think this scenario 8. Okay, 2 more after this one. Alright, so before we get, oh, this is on dynamic braking. Okay, so actually before we get rolling on this one, the question that I had is, I see like a switch list, and so that's something I need to figure out. I was hoping the tutorial was going to show me how to do that, but yeah, it didn't. I need to do a little research, because when I go switch industries, I've seen other people be able to pull up a switch list and go, okay, these cars need to go to this industry, these cars need to go there. I don't know if that's map specific. I don't know if that's actually something that's train specific. You know, with the consist, that's just stuff that I need to look into. Alright, let's see. Dynamic brakes use locomotives, traction motors to provide resistance against the train's momentum. It is particularly useful for controlling speed when descending grades. Absolutely. Dynamic braking is great. That's what you got up here, these fans up here. Yeah, you do have a radiator. These fans do pull air through across the radiator to keep the diesel engine cool, but then there's also a bank of resistors, and when you go into dynamic braking, it turns the traction motors that are connected to the axles into generators. Those generators provide electricity to these resistors. Resistors will generate heat, and the heat is cooled by the air going across the fans, and the load that's on the generator is what causes on the traction motors, which become traction generators. That's what causes it to slow down. So anyway, all right, start your train forward when ready. All right, let's come off the brake, notch, and we're gonna go ahead and notch up. like the exhaust. And the other thing too, on the oh, look, that's a nice long unit train, unit grain train. And if it's loaded, from here the line descends a long grade, and there is a 30-mile-an-hour limit up ahead. Dynamic grades can be used to effectively control the descent towards 70 miles an hour. The other thing too is I noticed yesterday when I was looking, we don't see any here, but as we were starting to ramp up some of our locomotives, you can see the blades of the fan starting to turn, and the higher we started ramping up, the more we started turning, and the faster they started turning. So I was actually pretty impressed by that. Now we do. Still dropping some frames. I don't understand what that is. I've been doing that for a while, and all of a sudden I changed the monitor. The only thing I changed was my monitor, and all of a sudden it started dropping frames. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but we'll fight with that. Okay. C, off, Z, right into braking. Okay. So pressing C does that. Advance the throttle as necessary to keep your speed below 30. Okay. Dynamic braking is engaged. 28. 30, more, go 2 more, 29, now we're slowing down. It will bring you to a stop. If dynamic braking is insufficient to control a train's speed, the train brake can be applied in addition to the dynamic braking. Okay, makes sense. Alright, 26, 27, we might be right in the zone here. We have a 1.2% downhill grade, but then it goes into a 2.8% before our green light. So we're going to hold right here, hopefully between 26 and 27 miles an hour, just under 30, which is where we want to be. And this is all part of the same map. This is like, I mean, that's all we're doing. It's like one big looping map. I love it. I mean, if you see, can I bring this up? Yeah, here's the map right now. This is where we're going. But yeah, this is pretty impressive little map here. I like it. A lot to do, a lot of road train to run, a lot of industries to run, good sized yard to work, flat switching, not bad. There's some interesting modeling going on in this, and I like it. I appreciate the work that they've done. That will increase the speed. We'll go ahead and a little bit more with the dynamics. Increasing. Let's go ahead and notch it up a little bit, or notch down. We're actually increasing the amount of draw off of the axles. Snaking through the valley. Good caboose at the end of it. It's a caboose. Up ahead, the line levels out and it begins to climb steeply. You'll need to apply tractive power to keep your train moving. Close the throttle. Press C to disengage. That's all the horn there. Didn't do it for the crossing. That wasn't me, too. Okay, so we're going to come off here. And we're going to come off of this. previous tutorial, we had to come in here and unload lumber. That was pretty cool. It says stop before the signal. I'm going to stop here. I don't know, see if I need to stop right on that hand, but that is kind of designed out there. Okay, it counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Booyah! 5. Alright, I got 5 stars. Scenario number 8, dynamic braking. Got it. Alright, on to number 9. Scenario number 9. Do the next one, guys. So we got 2 more to go. That'll be the end of the stream once we finish scenario number 10. Scenario number, yesterday's stream was scenarios 1 through 5. Oh, the romance of steam. Look at that. And there is something romantic about steam. I don't know. It's just amazing. Railroader is an amazing program. It really is. For early access, where they're changing some things, yeah, it's really good. On a steam loco, the reverser controls the direction of travel and the cutoff. Full forward gear is represented by 75% on the slider. Hold F to set full forward gear. Oh. Okay, yeah, I can see the little notch marks there. Okay, 75%. And press Q to release the brakes. Regulator is the locomotive throttle. From a standstill, it can instantly deliver full power to the driving wheels, but must be handled carefully to avoid wheel slip. Press W until the regulator slide reach 15%. Oh, okay. Wish I could look out the window. Okay, now that you're underway, you can open the regulator more, press W, or use the slider to set the regulator to 60. Okay. WA at lower right indicates the level of water in the boiler. Okay, 100. It should be maintained at around 67% by using the injectors. Note the injector slider. Okay. Press I to set the injector slider around 40%. I don't see anything moving. Now it's moving. Okay. It was set to 100. There's 40%. Okay. This should be maintained around 7. Okay, so I'm at 40% right now. Okay, got it. Excuse me. Alright, so that's water injector. This must be coal right here. Cutoff controls the period that steam is emitted into the cylinders during each stroke. Shorter cutoff reduces less power but uses steam more efficiently. Negative cutoff value represents the negative reverse gear. Press R to reduce cutoff to 30% power. Okay. Oops. And 31%. CO represents firebox cool level. Boiler pressure BP drops as steam is used and when water is injected into the boiler. Stoke the fire to maintain pressure. Press space to shovel coal. Okay, we'll open the door up. Coal, I guess. Hit the space bar. Best to add a little coal often, and there is an automatic slide stoker slider you can use. Adjust the rate as required to mean boiler pressure. Set the automatic stoker to around 80. Alright. I mean, it was an art. Oh, okay, you will negotiate an interlock and keep your speed low. Press S to reduce speed in the area hard and keep your speed below 30. Okay. Okay. Line makes a short climb here, then levels out for a while. Press W, set the regulator to 50. What's up, Bob? Morning to you, sir. And if I don't see you beforehand, Happy New Year. No, that's not the time. That's it. Oh, I gotta post it on my channel, Bob, or into my playlist. If I can find it again. I forgot to add it, but I found Southern Pacific steam in the 1950s, and one of the pictures was of the Cap Forwards. I think I might have found video. I didn't watch it, but I think I might have found video on the Cap Forward in operation. I'm hoping I did. As soon as I saw the picture, I got sidetracked and got pulled away from something else. Let's keep it ahead, press W, set it to 100, okay? Oh, I got all kinds of there. Wow. I made one little adjustment and this is everything. Outside and walk better. never used steam local radios which should be sounded loudly, proudly, and often. Okay. I'm being a little picky, but that steam engine is kind of far away from me. It actually kind of needs to be a little more of a Doppler effect as it goes by. I got a little bit there. There was some there. That reminds me, there's another video on YouTube that I watched. This one I did watch. It was called the Battle of the Blizzards. And there was a BNSF train going by the UP Big Boy that was fired up, just sitting on the side, people working, green, photo shoot, all that good stuff. So the BNSF blew its horn. And it sounded pretty good. It sounded kind of loud. And the big boy blew his whistle. And there was no comparison. The older locomotives, the train braking was moved to the applied position and then to the lap position to set the desired level of braking. But yeah, it was impressive. I'm just saying, I was thinking that, okay, train brake after you close the regulator, and press A to move brake needle to the applied position. So close the regulator, and then press A. Okay, now lap the brake, reset the new application, so single lap the brake. Lap, okay. Always wonder what's different. Now that you can use under control, you can release the train brake press. Okay. 284. 284. Water level should be maintained at around 60-70% total dust injected to match your water usage under the given circumstances. This will take some practice. How can I have rough handling at this? I'm like constant speed at 8 miles an hour. I mean, it was rough handling again. Now I'm not getting speed. Equalizing with right there. Hot fire and water as the water pressure reduces. There is a vaccine and some disease repair. These are PSI. But where it can be chest pressure, water level, capacity, they haven't gone down at all. Fire on control level, optimal control. Hot fires are central. Adding too much coal at once will reduce the temperature. Good rule of thumb is that little. Okay, so I can drop this back. I noticed that earlier. See, now it's not. Look at that glow. Look at that glow. Before we get to see the plan, now we got 30%. Good. actually accelerating. Got it. Too soon. Throttle. This earlier. Okay. All right. That one's done. I got 3 stars. Yeah, I knew I was going to get that one. That was really slow. And exit. I think that's it, actually. I think I got us count. I think that might be the last one. Let's take a look. Yep, that was it. Okay, dynamic brakes was number 9. So just a recap of what we did. So we did our objectives, which that did not answer a question that I had. But we do have objectives. We got the little clipboard that was up in the upper right-hand corner, told us what our objectives were. Then we got into tutorial number 7, which was using realistic mode as opposed to easy mode. And then tutorial number 8 is train braking. Number 9 is using the dynamic brakes. And then tutorial number 10 was, the age of steam. So that was it. That's our 10. This is for episode number 2 of tutorials. Once again, if you like the content that I'm providing, I would greatly appreciate if you would go ahead and click the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, click the notification, let me know when I'm coming up. Do all those things, and then share it out. If you got friends, family, enemies, I don't care what, but if they like trains, say, hey man, check this video out, check this guy out. He's got some good train videos on Trainz, on Run8, on Railroader. So, and then there's some MMOs that I'm working on as well too, Lord of the Rings Online, and then there's a new one that I'll be doing. So that will be coming. Also, I have some videos I've been finding on YouTube, my favorite videos on, and I'm looking specifically for like things from the Age of Steam, and safety videos from whatever railroad, class 1 railroad, and which kind of explains why I'm operating the way I do. Although I'm not hardcore realistic, but it is the way I do it. So anyway, next video that I've got coming up, maybe later on this afternoon, I got to go work on Run 8, get my configurations in place. But that's what I'm going to do now. And then if I do finish the interchange yards, then I will come on and we'll stream some Run 8 as I set up the supply trains, and we'll start moving some cars around. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Once again, my name is Kurt H. I am the Lazy Farmer. I make the mistakes so you don't have to. Stay tuned for the next episode. Have a great day.